Hello and welcome everybody to today's edition of Mexico News Network's Breaking News Business. I'm your host, Elliot Bullman. Remember to follow us on all our social networks and to catch us every day by logging onto our website, mexiconewsnetwork.com, for relevant stories and news. Let's start with today's show. Royal Dutch Shell, the largest brand of gas stations in the world, has announced that it will open gas stations in Mexico this year. Although the start date is not yet known, the business model will include its own and also franchise stations, the company's director for Mexico, Andres Cavallari, told El Financiero newspaper. Royal Dutch Shell has a market value of $210 billion. It's got 93,000 employees and records sales of over $264.8 billion. Shell's arrival in the Mexican market will be added to the private companies that will compete for the national consumer, such as Oxo Gas, with 335 stations in operation, Petro 7, with around 200, Hidrocina, with 180, and Gulf, with a plan to start the operation of its brand with 700 stations. And in another landmark announcement, ExxonMobil will also invest $300 million in Mexico over the next decade and will open its first service station in the central region of the country in the second half of this year. The gas station market is significant in Mexico. The annual sale of automotive gasolines, Magna and Premium, generated 377.8 million pesos between 2011 and 2015, according to data from Pemex. Staying on the topic of Mexico's energy market, BP plc's first foray into Mexico's recently opened energy market is proving more promising than expected. Chris Sladen, country manager for Mexico, said BP expects to increase investment in everything from exploration to retail fuel sales and looks forward to partnering with state oil company Pemex after missing out on an early opportunity for a lucrative tie-up. Mexico wants to attract major investors to reverse years of declining crude output and rising dependence on US natural gas and fuel imports. BP and others are expanding their presence in Mexico after a 2013 energy overhaul ended Pemex's decades-long monopoly. The British firm is already involved in 3 offshore projects, 2 in the Gulf of Mexico's deep waters and another in shallow waters. Sladen said initial company investment in all 3 could total many hundreds of millions of dollars. That investment would grow significantly, added, if the projects are successful. The company has created hundreds of local jobs, with hundreds more likely in the near future as it cements its status as Mexico's first ever integrated international oil firm, he said. In other news, Nissan Mexicana closed the fiscal year with 406,995 units sold, which was a record for the Japanese brand in Mexico. The company reached a market share of almost 25%, said Mayra Gonzalez, president of the company. The company expects strong performance for the rest of 2017, although April surprised the entire industry by recording a fall that was not reported for 35 months, said the directive, after the launch of its super sports car Nissan GT-R, known as Godzilla. Gonzalez acknowledged that this year will not see growth of 20% as in 2016, however they're awaiting the performance shown by the industry. Regarding the NAFTA agreement, she indicated that for the moment there are no changes in their exports, since they need to wait for the commercial changes between Mexico and the United States to materialize. Regarding the cancellation of the production of its Tsuru, the president of the automotive firm said that they looked forward to giving way to the intelligent mobility reason why they decided to launch Nissan GT-R. And finally, let's check the markets. The Mexican peso decreased 0.28% to 18.6 from 18.65 in the previous trading session. IPC Mexico traded at 48,943 on Monday, May the 22nd. Historically, the Mexico stock market IPC index reached an all-time high of 49,939.47 in May of 2017 and a record low of 14,008.2 in August of 2005. This was all for today. Thank you for staying with us. I'm your host, Elliot Bullman. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+, and log on to MexicoNewsNetwork.com for more information on Mexico and the world. Until next time.